Good evening, Garage Gang. I know we don't do a Sunday show, but this is the end of the month, November in a nutshell edition. And after what the hell just happened tonight in the crypto market, there was no way I could stay silent. We have to talk about this. We have to break this down because tonight wasn't a dip, wasn't a healthy correction, wasn't even a crash. Tonight was a statement. The market looked us dead in the face and said, "You still think you understand me? Watch this." Bitcoin didn't pull back. It got dropped from the roof. Ethereum didn't retrace. It got thrown through drywall. Solana didn't correct, but it got dragged by the ankles into the alley behind the club. Every bounce was bait. Every rally was a lie. Every little green candle was a trap designed to lure the hopeful before ripping another layer of skin off the chart. This wasn't whales dumping. This wasn't retail panic. This wasn't headlines. This was liquidity disappearing like a magician snapping his fingers. Dealers stepped aside. Market makers widened spreads so wide you could drive a truck through them. Order books thinned out until they had no skeleton left. ETFs were closed. U.S. markets asleep. Asia walked into an empty arena and delivered a clean kill. No emotion, no hesitation, just sniper precision. And all of this happened the night before QT ends. You think that's random? Stop it. This is what always happens before a regime shift. Markets don't transition gracefully. They panic in advance, then settle after. Tonight was the panic. And you know why it hit so hard? Because November was the perfect storm, the prelude to the punch. November behaved like a wounded, cornered animal. Unpredictable, violent, vicious. Bitcoin didn't trend, it bled. We almost broke into the 70K range this month, which is insane considering we were printing all-time highs in October. Ethereum sliced through supports like they were made of mist. Solana marched down a perfect execution channel. ADA drowned publicly with zero mercy. But the real clown show wasn't even cryptos. It was macro. Rate cuts were on, then off, then on again. Then off again, then maybe, then absolutely not. Then actually cuts are coming soon. In 1 week, the Fed said no cuts. Then TradFi lost $1 trillion in a day. And suddenly those same people wake up like, oh shit, yeah, we're probably going to cut. This is why I call it a circus. Not even a classy circus. This is a yard sale circus with broken tents, drunk clowns, and a ringmaster who lost the script. The Fed talked tough until the market punched them in the mouth. The data was late because of the shutdown. CPI came in sideways. Retail looked weak. AI stocks wobbled. The NASDAQ posted its worst week since April. And you had regulators literally saying AI valuations are a financial stability risk. Meanwhile, the world quietly flipped to ISO 2022 messaging, the global settlement system for every major bank on earth. That's like replacing all the plumbing in a skyscraper while the water is running and praying nothing bursts. Then add the dealers hoarding cash ahead of QT ending. Banks cutting risk. Market makers reducing size. And stable coins shrinking for the first time in years. BTC ETFs puking billions. Asia flipping to net sellers. TGA refill incoming. Year-end dealer constraints. Tax loss selling. Funding resetting. Options. Gamma hell. You tell me how that doesn't end with a market-wide chokehold. And now, here we are. Walking directly into December with bruises on bruises. December is not going to hold your hand. December is not gentle. December is not quiet. December is not a Hallmark Santa rally unless Powell opens his mouth on December 11th and reads poetry. We have QT dying tomorrow morning. The first time in 3 years the Fed stops draining liquidity. That is a massive shift. But don't fool yourself. Ending QT is not bullish. It's not stimulus. It's not QE 2.0. Ending QT is pure uncertainty. Ending QT is the car skidding on ice when you take your foot off the brake. Nobody knows where reserves settle. Nobody knows how far liquidity decays. Nobody knows whether the Fed miscalculated. Nobody knows how the TGA refill will hit. Nobody knows how much risk dealers can take into year end. And when the market doesn't know, it turns into a knife fight. And that brings us to the main event, December 11th, Powell FOMC, the press conference that decides the entire month. If Powell shows up soft, risk assets rip, BTC squeezes, ETH climbs, Solana wakes up, the dollar falls, yields drop, Santa rally lights up like a Christmas tree. If Powell shows up hawkish, we get November 2nd, return of the pain. If Powell tries to play the middle, Chop City, maximum whiplash, fakeouts everywhere, wicks that ruin souls. And that's before we even talk about the December data cluster, ADP, jobless claims, CPI, PPI, retail sales, treasury issuance, year-end rebalance, corporate tax payments, hedge fund redemptions, dealer VAR limits, end-of-year window dressing. December isn't a month, it's a blender. And tonight was the sound of the blades warming up. So what do we expect? violence, opportunity, trapdoors, face-melting rallies, soul-stealing dips, liquidity pockets disappearing and reappearing like ghosts. December is going to reward discipline and destroy delusion. It's going to expose traders who only know how to buy green candles. It's going to elevate the ones who understand liquidity, not lines. If you made it through November, if you're still standing tonight, if you're still focused and not crying into your phone, congratulations. You're already ahead of most of the market because tonight was the purge. Tomorrow's the flip. And December is the war. Engines hot, safety off. Welcome to the next phase. Let it